Composers are artists, and inescapably, they're going to influence each other. Sometimes they steal from each other. Sometimes the influences are more psychological and cultural. When we hear the music of Beethoven show up in the music of Brahms, we would expect that from the things Brahms said and the culture he lived in. Sometimes the influences are like, where did that come from? Would you ever expect Russian Romanticism to show up in French Impressionism? Probably not. But how could those two worlds meet? Well, here's how they met. Debussy was a student at the Paris Conservatory. He's 17 years old, and he has to take a summer job like every student during the summer. And what was his summer job? The best summer job ever. He was hired to be the piano teacher for the daughters of and to play piano with Nadezhda von Meck, who was Tchaikovsky's, private patroness. So during the summer, we know that he learned some of this music, but Nadezhda von Meck also insisted that he sit down and play Tchaikovsky's music with her at the piano. We know for certain that they played a four-hand piano version of the Fourth Symphony together. So here's Debussy, 17 years old, very impressionable, playing Tchaikovsky's music over and over again. When we get to the climax in Prelude to the Afternoon of Faun, there's a very romantic theme that sounds like this. And this is supposed to be the faun dreaming of finally capturing those little nymphs. So when Debussy wants to express that, the second time we hear that theme, if you listen to the woodwinds, there's this panting theme. Now, people who know Tchaikovsky's music might say, well, that sounds a lot like what he does in the slow movement of the Fifth Symphony and in Sleeping Beauty. He had this thing, the strings play the melody, all playing unison, and the woodwinds do these offbeat patterns. And this is exactly what Debussy does, and you might think, well, that sounds a lot like Well, there's a reason it sounds like Tchaikovsky, and I think it has a lot to do with what he did that summer when he was 17 years old. So now he wants to create this panting feeling. Very romantic and yet impressionistic at the same time. Now just pure romanticism. It's almost Rachmaninoff, right? And it's really satisfying that Debussy kind of lets himself go into, we're going to leave this world of delicate French Impressionism, ooh, that's so precious, to just being completely luxurious and romantic. And I think it has a lot to do with that summer when he was 17 years old. Thank God for Tchaikovsky.